Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I'm coming back with a card today. It's this week's sketch, so fingers crossed this should go up on a Wednesday night. So I will try my best to do one every week. But this is this week's sketch. I've used some Christmas papers, some other different papers, different colours. I thought I'd stick with the same theme. I haven't stamped inside, but it's been a while, so I've used this. Thank you for all that you are, which has come from Best Year. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's still in the catalogue, because otherwise I'd have a big massive R on it and retire. I think the dies have retired, I'm not sure, but hey ho, I haven't bought no new product. I haven't got the new in colours, nothing. So until I've used up what I've got, I'm going to use those. So it's just a quick and simple layering card. I added some dimensionals here, both sides here, and just glue it in the centre. There was no call for gems, but I just wanted to break the white up. But there we go. I'm going to pop it to one side. See if you can still see it. I've just got a scrap piece for the front, and this measures 3 3/4 by 1 7/8. But this piece, I ended up cutting it down to 1 inch. I will do that after I've stamped. I have got my circle dies for the circle, which I've got some scrap here. I think I need to cut this down to 3 1/2, because otherwise it won't go in my small die machine. Or is it 3 1/4? I can't remember. Let me just check. 3 1/2, perfect. While we've got that out, I might as well cut my circle out. I think the circles retired at one point, but they fetched them back, so, which is a good thing, because I don't want to be cutting that way, it'd be upside down. Thank you, ladies, as well, for your kind words on the video for the album, and thanking me for returning. I didn't say I was going to give it up totally, but my arms have been playing up big time. So there's my circle. You could save this for a sentiment. It's got a bit of glitter on, but you can just wipe that off. I love this little mini die machine. It's so cute. As you know, I've got the large and the small. So I've got my card base. This is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. My card is 4 1/8 by 5 5/8, and I'm just making sure it comes together. I don't know what sort of my score machine. It's either me or the score machine's out. So I'll tell you what I like to do. I like to press it up against something that way. I know it's gonna, should be perfect. And give me my proper card closure. So if you've scored and find that it's a little bit out, this one's a little bit longer, as you can see, but I leave that at the back, so so the card looks perfect on the front. So again, 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, and I've literally cut this at 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. You know I love small borders. Check my camera, because I know it's Christmas paper this, but I love the stripes on the other side. I just wanted something nice and cheerful, and I just want to use up all the designer series paper that I've got. I looked in the drawer and I have got shed loads that is retired. Give that a nice firm. We can attach that to our card. So I wanted to stay with the pink theme. I did have some pale papaya pulled out, which is in my scraps bin, and then I thought, no, that just doesn't go with the pinks. So we've got Blushing Bride, Petal Pink, and what's this one called? Polished Pink. So I want that more towards the top. Again, just give that a nice adhere down. You could stamp something lovely in the centre, put a nice die cut in there, you know, just to enhance it a little bit more. But how cute. This is Rococo Rose, and it goes with some of the, remember the glimmer papers we had? I think it was Petal Pink and Rococo Rose, and then it was just all, like, you got 3 sheets of each, I think. So I've just used up little bits that I thought would go together. Perfect. And this one is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, and that's just going to sit on there. And pops. And I use this edge. We've got a stripe down there. It's not perfectly lined up, but I want to make sure I've got it level up the top, so there's an even gap up the top, and then I can squash that down. Yeah, I'm going to try and do them once a week. This is the Petal Pink. This is 2 1/2 by 3 1/4, and this is just cut 1/8 smaller, so it's 2 3/8 by 3 1/8. I thought I'd start off with the sketches, and then I can, you know, once my, not so much my confidence, but my mojo went petong, it went missing. Where it went, I'll never know. So that's one layer, and then we've got this one. This is 4 3/4 by 1 3/4. Again, Christmas paper, so you turned it over. This is 1 5/8 by 4 5/8. I mean, you could turn most of this paper round, keep that one that way, and use it as a Christmas card. I could have put a Christmas message on there. I know some of you lovely ladies like to start early. And if you get a little, say the top end is the one you want to concentrate, you can turn that round so you can see that. And I roughly want only about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch at either end, so I'm going to glue that down there. This one I'm going to use all glue. So I want it about in the middle, but about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch top and bottom, and just check my line. Perfect. And because we've got a bit of bulk now with this one, I'm going to glue one side, I'm going to add dimensionals the other. Let's just check it, that end. It doesn't really make any odds because there's no right or wrong pattern for this paper, but if you've got a pattern, make sure you, so I'm only gluing one side. Again, I'm just going to use the lines on this paper to give me a guide, and I'm just going to press that down. My circle, I'm basically just going to glue that on top. If you wanted more dimension, you could add dimensionals. So I want this pretty much towards the bottom, but in the center of my card, more or less. Perfect. Now I'm going to use this beautiful polished pink. Again, I'm going to use, and I'm using the blue that is in the card. Checking my battery. And I'm using this, it's a lovely big sentiment. So I'm going to pull this down. I've got stripes on my, and I'm just going to aim for the bottom and try and keep it. Oh, lovely. Look at that. And while that dries, just give that a little blow and a waft. I'm just going to get my cleaning cloth out because you know I don't like dirty stamps. Give that a nice clean, get that out lovely. Perfect. So I had some lovely cards off Ian whilst I was not stamping. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? I could have used some of that paper. Oh, I've got some of that left as well. But how beautiful. Enjoy the new catalogue. Thanks. Oh, just thank you, Ian. They were absolutely beautiful. Love them. So I'm just going to give this a blow because I don't want it smudging. I might add the green sentiments on this one. Just going to pop them because they'll match the green that's on the card. And I'm just cluttering them together. You could spread them out wide if you want to. I have got these lovely little flowers actually. So let's add one. Add a little bit of glue just in case it's not as tacky. I'm going to sit that right there. It's not meant to be on the card, but I've just seen them now on my desk and it just pops it off now and makes that look so cute. So I'm going to cut this down. Again, we're 1 inch, just 1 inch because it fits in there. Beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Love it. Again, use this for another sentiment. You'll just about get that on there, but I don't like waste. Again, I'm going to pop some more dimensionals. Just one either side. I know it's not the longest video in the world, girls, but not bad for a comeback. And I'm just going to glue in the centre just to keep everything in place. And I'm going to keep this. I'm going to go with the edge there. And before I stick, I want to make sure it's nice and straight. And just give that a light rub because I don't want to smudge those letters. I'm going to press where the dimensionals are. And again, I've got another one of those lovely little flowers. They were just sitting on my little trinket desk. Add a bit more glue. And I'm just going to pop that right there on that. So I know I've finished with the card, but I'm just going to see if my little chalk pen or a white pen, let's grab some scrap. Let's get that little bit of scrap we had and see if I can get this pen to work. It's been a while. Perhaps it just needs warming up. I'll have to go out and buy a new one. Give me oh, they are. Give me an excuse. I'm going to pop that in some warm water. Not right now, but just going to give it a warm, because my room's not been used for a while. Just going to give that a heat. I would have liked to have put some, I'm going to do some faux stitching just to emphasize. The sentiment. Just give it a shifty round so you can see it. think what I'll do is, once I've warmed this pen up a bit more, I think it just needs a solid surface, you know, trying to write while it's off the... Seems a little dark in here, doesn't it? Let me see if that's better. Come on. Let's try this one. There we go. I just have to do little dashes. Now this is a calligraphy. I think it's a chalk pen. I will pop my little pen, my white gel pen, in some hot water. See if I can get, because it does fade a little bit, but can you see the stitching? I know it's a little bit dark, I do apologise. So just going around the edges. Maybe you've got a little silver gel pen. I'll tell you what I have there. It's faded really badly, but I will get my white gel pen working at some point. I'll add that soak it in some hot water to melt the ink a bit. So what else was I going to do? Where's my Winker Stella? So on my Winker Stella, let's just hope this is still working because I've not used this in a while. There we go. Wow. And I'm just going to add a swirl of glitter just on the white card. Just add a bit of shine. Y'all know me girls, you know I love my Winker Stella. So I can see that. Add some sparkle. So let's do it on this one. I do end up with a lot of cards, so if anyone wants me to send them some cards, you're more than welcome. If you want to pay the P&P, I will send you all my as many handmade cards as your postage will allow. I know you make your own, but if you want to add them to a charity or something, but look, wiggle wiggle. Do the petals on my flower. Just to emphasize it a little bit better. Make it pop out. And just change your papers up, and you could do that exactly the same. Add the greens, the blues and the mint macaron, change the paper, swap it all right, and that would make an excellent card for a mail as well. So not bad for my first week back doing the sketch card. Hope you like, give it a go. So this is the one I made earlier. Like I say, you could add a stamped image on the inside or some a die cut, but I hope you like it. I hope you give it a go and come over to group Stamp with Joy. We do a weekly sketch, and my gorgeous friend Pauline puts a sketch up every week for me. She is a diamond and I love her to bits. She's a little trooper. So Pauline, thank you very much. All those girls that run the group while I've been temporarily unavailable, but till next time, of your nice little ribbon there. But I love you dearly. So come back, see me next week. Take care. Love you all. Bye.